So what do we have here? Here we have a Japanese SRK in San Mai III VG-1 made by Hattori. It has got the obviously by now expected .1 micron edge. That is a five stock standard. You will not see these again. And some of the quality control I've seen coming out of Taiwan, I can't speak for all of it because I've only got a couple of blades that are Taiwanese, that as in cold steel, GSM Outdoors. But I'll put a link to a video I saw with the Pendleton Hunter. There you go. That's what it is. I don't own one, but I'm gonna get all my cold steel out. Let's start with the SRK. Put my teeth back in. But I'm gonna get all my cold steel out. They're kept in a hermetically sealed flight case, an SKBI series. So that 0.1 micron edge was done, shit, I don't know. I can't even tell you how long ago it was. It was that long ago. And it's still, as you can see, reflective, mirror polish, 0.1 micron lapped, and then cubic board nitride stropped. That is, as Nut and Fans used to say, you want to talk about soldier knife? I've actually seen these upside down, molly mounted on some of the guys in the Ukraine. The Russians, not the enemy, the actual Russian forces. Instantly recognized it because of the shape of the sheath. Very distinct. Every single one of these sheaths is very distinct. Yes, I mounted a tech lock on this because, in my opinion, horizontal lower back carry for this particular size blade. Anything bigger than that is getting a bit too big, but that's 6 inches. Anything bigger than 6 for horizontal lower back mount, unless you're overt, in which case you don't really care. I have got a RECON-TANTO with the same tech lock my teeth are fucking me today. Configuration for lower back, or as some call it, scout carry, lower back horizontal mount. Again, some people call it scout carry. That is a legit tech lock, not a knockoff. I've seen some knockoffs around. Unlock it, press that, open it up, there you go, put your belt in, and then one-handed with a scalpel behind me, 6-inch scalpel. Now it's locked, there you go. What I have heard, and I do agree with, because I've seen people doing cut tests, retention tests, is that these sheaths, Secure X, it's not actually Kydex, it's some kind of polymer with glass, what do you call it, fiberglass, there you go, glass fiber, in there, and yes, it will dull your edge. If you keep running your edge along this section here, it will eventually dull your blade. And I've seen this, I can't remember the guy's account, he's in Australia, and he loves cold steel blades as well. Now, he did a bunch of crazy cut tests, manila rope and all kinds of other stuff. Oh wait, Cedric and Ada, I think. You know what, I'll put a link to his channel down there. And as soon as I heard people talking about this, I thought, well, it's just fucking obvious, isn't it? When you draw the blade, and I do this with Kydex as well, by the way, you make sure the spine is being pulled hard against that as you pop it out of retention. Isn't really that complicated, is it? Or at least it shouldn't be. So as your blade is sitting lower back mount, let's say, you always use your thumb here to pop that retention. And I've got no hands free, obviously. Otherwise I'd grab the sheath. And as I'm pulling it, I'm making sure the spine on that blade is rubbing against that back edge. And that's whether it's Kydex or Securex or anything that isn't leather. Because if you're using leather, you've got a leather welt down here. I'll show you some of my custom leather sheaths that I have made from a guy who's now no longer, he's actually retired, unfortunately. But a guy in Tennessee, a guy called Eddie Hubbard, made a lot of my custom leather sheaths. I've got some for a few of my blades actually. You'll see the leather welt that he puts in. It's a big old chunky thick piece of leather. If you've got a really high-end edge like this, for example, and you're running that edge across leather, VG-1 holds a very good edge. It won't outdo Magna Cut or CPM 3V, but it is, for its time, which is a while back now. You'd have to look up the dates on the internet. But for its time, it was the dog shizness, which is why Bench-made Cold Steel and a whole bunch of other players in the industry actually went to Hattori, because you couldn't buy this steel outside Japan. They wouldn't sell it to you. You had to have your blade made in Japan, which is why Cold Steel had all their stuff made by Hattori in San Mai III VG-1. It's the original stock. In fact, the original Master Tanto, if you look at the ones that are really sought after and will fetch big money on the eBays of the world, they're in San Mai III VG-1, made in Japan with a leather sheath. In fact, my Outdoorsman has got a leather sheath. My Tai Pan's got a leather sheath. You'll find all the old stock from Cold Steel's got a leather sheath. I don't EDC this because it's now going to appreciate. Because you won't see this again. They're all made in, as I said, Taiwan now. And we know this is not. This is the original stock. So I don't even EDC this. It doesn't come out of the case much. It's a safe queen or a hermetically sealed flight case queen if you want to go there. Purely and simply because it's a piece of history now. If I wanted to do this, and I've got a whole bunch of other blades that fit this philosophy of use niche, as Nothing Fancy calls it, I think my sock pillar is way better for this job, and I've actually got two of those. There's one you've seen in the video already of my EDC with the Bench-made Adamas black fixed blade, and my sock pillar. I love that sock pillar so much. When I got it, I might have bought another one, so I got two. So I'll display that in another video. There's a few blades I've bought that I like so much, I went and bought one more. And in the case of the RECON-TANTO, I owe four. Because yeah, that's the ultimate fighting knife. My trainer that I've got for my heavy bag, which I'll put on the next video I guess, is, guess what? It's a RECON-TANTO in rubber. So when I get the RECON-TANTOs out, I will show you the practice blade. Because that, if you're going to expect shit to go sideways, you're not just carrying, better to have and not need than need and not have, if that's your philosophy, then the Bench-made Adamas black will do it. The SRK will do it. Sorry, the sock pillar will do it. But if you really are expecting shit to go sideways, I'm taking my fucking RECON-TANTO or my Tai Pan. But again, the Tai Pan is more of a safe queen because it's the Japanese version. San Mai III VG-1, you're not going to see them ever again. That's the end of that run, man. And try and find one. I'll challenge you right now. Try and find one on eBay that's made in Japan by Hattori and San Mai III VG-1, a Tai Pan. Good luck. So there you have it. There is the original SRK by Hattori in Japan in San Mai III VG-1. Tomorrow I'll do another blade. I'll go through all of my cold steel stuff actually and talk about various different philosophies, use, teeth back in, philosophy of use niches. But this, no, I'll never really see that. It's a safe queen. In fact, I've never had this out. I bought it, did the custom bevel geometry on the reprofile in the apex. I think that's actually 20 degrees, that one. I go between 21 and 20, depending upon what I actually want. I've gone down to 19. In fact, I've got one of my RECON-TANTOs is at 15 degrees. So, yeah, that's a real slicer. But I've only got one blade where I've gone that extreme. A lot of stock removal, long time of reprofiling, but 15 degrees, yeah, it's, ask any chef who's a professional chef, they'll tell you, 15 degrees is a fucking slicer. But I did that with one. I got 2 in San Mai III VG-1 and 2 in the AUS 8A, all made in Japan. But there is the now infamous SRK, one of the original blade shapes that Lindsay Thompson put out. So I'll do another installment on my cold steel stuff later. Adios amigos. Buenos tardes muchachos. Jala de pendejo.